Russ Warriors, welcome into another edition of the Front Seven Rush Show. I'm Ben Singer. Got my superstar producer, big time, Bijan Kelly.
Bling blow. We are back in business.
We back, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Cool. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing well. Can't
How
complain.
was how was that day today with cold and wet, huh?
Yeah, yes. It's hard to keep your fingertip, and that's crazy to me, man. My fingertips be cold with gloves on.
Yeah, those extremities, right?
The fingertips and the tips to the toes be
Man,
cold as hell. It's like you can't get them warm.
you might I don't know if you actually ever tried those, but they actually got the heated gloves and like heated
I
I don't know
got
if it's
some
shoes.
heated items, man, and they don't fit in the finger part.
Oh.
The things that I have, they just fit inside the glove, so it keeps my hand warm,
Mm.
but my fingertips,
Now they
it's
got
weird.
actual heated gloves though, where the whole glove is heated.
Hmm. I might have to
Amazon.
look into it then on Amazon.
Yeah, you could get it real quick.
Oh, okay. Might have to look into it, man. The whole glove is heated, you said.
The whole glove. The whole glove. Yep.
Cool.
I was looking at some today actually. I I
Really?
I I opted to get something a little different because I'm not out there as long as you. I just need something windproof and
You
waterproof.
still riding the bike?
Yeah.
Do your truck still run?
Yeah, I mean, well, right now I need a new battery. So,
Mhm.
but I've been kind of slow on that because I've been riding the bike.
So you
So
just, so what's your thing on riding in the cold, in the rain? You just,
I just layer up. Well, I mean, it hasn't really. I was only in the rain one day, and that was awful. The day where I didn't know it was a hurricane. I mean, a tornado that
hmm
day.
right.
But I mean, ever since then, no, I'm not in the rain. Today
So,
though,
hmm
today I couldn't actually go to work in the morning. Yeah, because it was a mixture of wet and cold to the point where I couldn't see.
hmm
So yeah.
So in that case, what do you do? I mean, are you telling um your superiors, I guess if you want to call it, hey man, it's raining, I can't see.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, you can work from home." I was like, "Oh, I was just gonna wait till the rain stopped," but yeah, then I just worked from home.
Mm. So do your lady have a car?
I mean, yeah, but I don't. Man, don't. I just gotta call me out, man.
I
Yeah, she has
mean,
a car.
yeah, you
I
just like
thought
riding
about
the
it.
bike.
I just like riding the bike and or my own, or my truck. So I'm
Okay.
like, if no one else was here, you
hmm
know,
hmm
then it would be just me anyways. So I'd have to make it do. So I don't know. That's
So that's where you look at it like,
yeah. It wasn't. I didn't see it as critical for
hmm
me to need to jump in her car.
mm.
So
Okay. I mean, I feel you, man. I just was, because I know a lot of bike riders, and when it rains, they typically park the bike. So I mean, unless they don't have any other choice.
mm,
So um, I was just curious. Like you said, you're not really. I know you got another vehicle, but you're saying you're not. I mean,
yeah,
because the battery's all of what $100 maybe. You
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So and they just let me know that you just. I mean, the bike is what's up.
I really like riding the bike. But no, I should definitely go get a battery because I've been riding the bike for maybe since the beginning of the year, so
hmm
a whole month, straight.
Yeah.
So through everything. So yeah,
And it'd be cold, man. I seen a guy. I thought about you today. I seen a guy on a bike. I was in my truck, and he passed by, man, and he had to be running 65. And I'm like, damn, I know it's cold. That wind hitting him like that, man.
I don't feel it. I'm layered up, a jacket and everything. I don't feel the wind. I mean, through my gloves, because you know,
Mhm.
like you kind of mentioned, you don't really got the right gloves. Me neither. I got these gloves that for some reason they allow air through. I think for the summer, you know.
Mhm.
So my hands
Be
be
freezing.
freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I just bought some gloves on Amazon. So that's why I was telling you. I just
Right. Right. Oh, okay. I'm gonna look into it, man. I
I bought the gloves before I bought the battery. Yeah.
bought the gloves before you bought a battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just the way that comes out, what it sounds like to you. What that sound like to you?
I
Kind
mean,
of.
sounds like I don't want to drive the truck. It sounds like I want to ride the motorcycle
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah. Um. Okay. All right. Yeah. Just be careful in the rain and the cold and the.
I'm not going to be any warmer in the truck. It takes about the amount of time to get to work for the heat to come on. So,
I mean, yeah, I think you'll be a little warm in the truck. You ain't gonna have that wind blasting on you. But like you
that's
said,
true.
you don't even feel it. So
Nowhere but my fingers.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's what's up, man. Well, look, man, we got a good show today, man. Hey, how's everybody doing? I purposely waited to click on where I can see it to see
Mhm.
who jumps on. The lovely, how you doing? My
Yo,
AB, what's happening? Xavier, how you doing? Cuz Jim,
Jimmy.
what's going on, Jimmy? Um, Xavier said, Vince, I hope you don't have Raynaud's, but look at a warm towel around the ankles or wrists.
Reynolds.
Yeah, I don't have any. I don't. You don't fit the criteria. Now, I don't get issues like that. Cause I mean,
What's WW?
uh, white woman.
That's the hey, we thought the same thing. I couldn't think of anything else for WW but white woman. Raynaud's is a WW disease. We thought the same thing. Okay,
That's what she
great.
said.
I
White
I
woman.
thought I thought I was wrong for thinking white woman. So I guess either we're both
I
equally
guess she said
wrong.
because I said my fingertips, man. No, cause it's just the gloves. I just need better gloves. That's all. I don't have anything. I don't get stuff like that. I mean, do Superman get diseases? I don't think so. So you did.
A little
Hmm.
little kryptonite on the fingertips.
Right.
Uh
Stephanie, how you doing, Steph? That's my classmate,
hey.
man. Super cool. Super cool.
Man.
We're gonna jump off into this, BJ, man. I got a few things I want to discuss, bro.
All right.
Okay.
I'm here to discuss it with you.
I want to start off with Ricky Smiley's son passed away, Brandon Smiley. If you paid attention to his show some years back, then you was introduced to his son, Brandon. Now, let me say this, man. I'm a fan. I like Rick.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, and I think a lot of us get caught up into this. A lot of us don't are so used to the way we were raised, and I think Rick falls under this. Rick, um, Shannon Sharp, I think all these the same type of guy.
Yeah.
If you did your research, I don't think a lot of Ricky Smiley's kids fool with him, man. And I'm gonna say why. I'm gonna tell you this is if you listen to him, he always talk about how he was raised, granddaddy raised him a certain way, and da da da. And I think he try to models himself the way he raised his kids after his grandfather, which is great. I mean,
Okay.
I'm the same way. But my grandfather wasn't a super strict guy, right? So
Mhm.
when it comes to raising my boys, I wasn't super strict with them. I kind of let them figure their own thing out, help them stay in line or whatever. But I kind of let them figure their own thing out. Now, Rick, man, you remember some years back, Rick nephew committed suicide.
I didn't know that.
Okay, well, some years back, man, Rick nephew committed suicide, and Rick kind of helped raise him, right?
Okay,
Or
yeah,
he was living with Rick.
yeah.
And so then it came out his sister, Ricky Smiles' sister, was saying a lot about different things or whatever. The boy had dreadlocks. Rick used to tell him he got to cut his hair if he want to get a job, this and that and this and that. Well, times aren't, they've changed, man. They're not the same.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what happened to Brandon. You might can plug in real quick and it may tell now, but when it first happened, I don't know what
Nothing.
happened to Brandon.
Same. I
Nobody's
didn't see
saying
anything.
what happened, but he's came on. I don't think he had the best relationship with Rick.
Hmm. I mean,
So
they showed a little video, but I didn't. It was just a moment where they were having a good moment where he was like, he's basically saying, "I love my dad." Couldn't
mhm.
do anything without him. But I mean, hey, what? I mean, you would know. I want to know. I mean, to be honest, this Ricky Smiley, um, um, social figure, it's kind of a generational thing. Like I remember my dad listening to Ricky Smiley. That's the only reason I know about him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Rick's my age, man. I mean, on his social media and this and that, super cool guy. Um, but I don't know, man. It maybe work or
Hmm.
whatever. I know he raised his kids. They stayed with him. He raised them, but he was a strict guy,
Yeah,
and he's did several videos saying if your kid videos, the put their ass out videos, the if they don't want to listen. So I think he ran his stuff like a dictatorship,
I see.
and he let it be known, I pay the bills, I do this, I do that. This is my house, or this is how it go.
I
I just
see.
don't think these kids today, meaning around your age, they're not really receptive to that, in my
That dick,
opinion.
that like military or militant.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like that, kind of like my way or the
Yeah,
highway.
yeah.
You know,
No, you're right. I mean that you're very perceptive. Yeah. I don't think we. I mean, we're canceled. We created cancel culture. So yeah,
hmm
we don't like anything that feels forced.
right. And it's just now that's just my own opinion, man. I think he could have lightened up a little bit on, if you go back and look at some of his videos, he'll tell you, how he rock and is his way or the highway, and
Yeah.
you don't want to do this, you can get gone and da 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 da, and there's a lot of things came out about the nephew, and I'm curious to know what happened to Brandon, man.
What I just looked up, apparently the cause of death for Brandon Smiley is unknown, but foul play is not suspected.
See, what is that, man? What is that? How's it
Yeah,
unknown?
I mean for right now, but I guess hopefully something will come out so it can answer our question in like the next coming weeks. But right now, all I see is that no foul play is suspected.
hmm Xavier said black suicide has increased drastically over the years. For sure, it has to. She said she wondered if it has to do with the integration. So,
Integration. I mean, we rated, huh? Or what does she mean? A specific type?
I I don't know. I don't
Huh?
know. Yeah, maybe explain a little bit more. Um, Steph say, I'm for some of the raising of how most of us was raised, but some changes need to be made due to the different generations. I totally agree, Steph. You just can't. The way we was raised, we was just kind of. I mean, our parents was strict, but you know what, man? I'm just be honest, throw it out there, man. We was a lot more receptive for Our thing was, man, I just need to keep this up till I can get out of my mom's house. That
Oh,
was
I
our
hear you.
thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we was like 18 years old, 18, 19. I'm pretty sure Steph as well, 18, 19. She was out of there, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
whether it was being in college or just out of there making her own life. I'm sure she was out of that. But that was my generation. 18, 19 years old, I was gone.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's common.
yeah. And so we just dealt with, different things that we maybe didn't agree on with our parents until then. But while it was going on, we was pretty much just yes, ma'am, no, sir, and just go to the room or whatever. These kids now, man, you can't hit them with that
Yeah.
because they got a total different way of thinking about things. Steph said she heard it was a
Hmm.
heart attack. Well, I don't know why it's not saying that. Jimmy said, it's just so sad how older black men don't want to evolve. All that talking about my dad and grandpa is silly to him. Well, I guess I don't know about that, Jim, because I talk about my granddad, but the dude was my role model. And I mean,
Oh,
he was a great
I
dude.
get what he's saying, but yeah, it doesn't fit your specific case because
No.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah. But I get what he's saying where they would take like some old rules that don't fit today
Yeah.
and try and say, well, that's how it was back in the day, and that's how my grandpa or my dad or blah blah blah. Yeah.
And
But
see, I
that's
think
not what
that's
you
kind of
do.
what Rick do.
Oh, okay,
If
Ricky.
you listen to him talk, or back then, that's kind of the way he used to talk.
Yeah.
Right, man. If I'd have did that, my granddad would have da 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 da. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I look more at how my granddad took care of his family.
Right.
Rick looked more like discipline and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's a different world. It's a completely different world. I mean, every generation the world changes a bit, but I'd say from whoever he's talking about, whoever set those rules,
Hmm.
I'm sure the world's changed about 2, 3 times since then.
But again, though, even with that being said, and y'all let me know what you think on this, man. This is just my thing. How can your son die and you get on social media? I
Hmm,
couldn't do it, man.
hmm.
I mean, what you gonna tell me? This is what the world we in now? Damn that, man. You still gotta have some type of. I'm still trying to pull myself together. Ain't no way in hell I can get on damn social media and do no live about, I just want y'all to hear this for somebody else tell you, my son passed away last night. I couldn't do it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, how many years? 30 plus? How many years has Ricky Smiley been in media?
For a minute. I mean, I don't think it's been 30 plus years. He was just a comedian. And
I mean, but he's had that radio show or that show for a long time. Not 30 yet. I mean,
no, no,
close.
no, no,
He's up there though. It's up there.
no,
20?
no, no. Because I don't think it's been that long because he took over for Tom Joyner, I believe, man. It ain't been that long. Or
Um
Steve Harvey or one of them.
oh wow. Okay. Well, anyways. So, I would say though he's definitely just been in the spotlight for so long that
Mm-hmm.
man, I mean, just making a post like that probably felt like I imagine it like this. Okay, let me ask you this: does Ricky Smiley come off as a very grateful person to you? Grateful for his fans, his supporters?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I think it maybe felt like an obligation to him. Like
Could
this is
have, man.
my
And like I
family
said,
to my family.
right. Could have
Yeah.
been. Could have been. Could have been. I'll take that. Because, yeah, Rick, I mean, I don't know dude personally, but he comes out like a real cool guy.
Mm.
You know. Yeah. Comes out
He
like a
he
real cool guy.
released he had a tweet that he tweeted out. I guess he had too many people hitting him up and he was like, "Please everybody like stop messaging me for some time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hit everybody back." But he was like, "Just for right now, like it's too much. Yeah, it's too many people checking on me."
Right.
Yeah.
Um, Xavier said, Vince, you have to understand that Gen X were raised by the strict silent generation grandparents, not their baby boomers' parents. So a late millennial being raised by an old school Gen X don't match. I can see that. I can see that. It like, yeah. So like somebody like Ricky Smiley. Well, I mean, I don't know how old Brandon was. I think he was in the 30s. Um, I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know. Hey, Xavier said, "Hey Vince, you know we had a whole lot of grandparents, silent generation, raising their Gen X grandkids." Yep. Xavier said maybe 15. He been on the air 15 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Stephanie said he took Steve Harvey's spot. I knew it was one of them. Steve Harvey, Tom Jones, one of them guys. Yeah. He been there for a while, man. I love the show. Whenever I catch it, he funny, man. He had a little set with he had a little set with Martin. I mean, not with Martin, but with Jamie Foxx. That was funny as hell when Jamie Foxx was saying
Mm-hmm.
uh, that Stevie Wonder could see. Stephanie said everyone handles everything differently, exactly. And she said he was 29, young kid, man,
Young, young.
young kid. I remember one of his little videos he did. He came on. It was kind of funny. It was October, not October. It was February the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon did this little video, and he came on and he was like, "I want to tell all the side women this is Happy Side Peace Day because it was February the 15th. You know, Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Yeah.
So it was February 15th, and he said, y'all keep it up. You know, just keep it up. Y'all in a good spot. To get that February 14th day. But right now, just understand that today is your day, February 15th.
Oh man,
Ain't that crazy, man?
that's messed up. I mean, yeah, and that's he's talking from experience. Hey,
Brandon was kind
understand.
of funny too, man.
Um, apparently he. So I just looked it up. Apparently he became Ricky Smiley became a morning show personality in 2004, but then he got his own show in 2008.
Mm, okay. Hmm.
So yeah, not nearly 30 years like you said. I don't know
Nah, I
why I
knew it
thought.
wasn't 30 years.
Ooh.
Dude, ain't but 50, 52, 51, 52, man. That'd have been, he was 20 years old. He was still just doing Def Comedy Jam then.
Uh,
Yeah, it's been a
I've
minute.
been hearing him over half my life, so I'm like, or hearing his of him for
Uh-huh.
over half my life. So I just thought, man, he's been doing this thing.
Hmm.
Um, what did Xavier say? Discounted candy day, February 15th, aka discounted candy day.
That's crazy.
Man,
That's crazy. BJ, man, dude, let me ask you a question, man.
mm-hmm.
You know me, man. I watch a lot of the cop shows and stuff like that. I love them. Me and you talked about this before. Do you think that abusers can change?
Abusers. Psh,
Physical abusers, verbal abusers. Do you think they can change?
I don't got
Um,
any experience with that, but I would say no.
I don't have any experience either, but I was thinking about it, man, because this lady had a husband was an abuser. He used to jump on her,
Mm.
and uh, she ended up shooting him in the shoulder. She didn't kill him,
Uh,
but she shot him in the shoulder, and her face was all beat up. So he went to the hospital, and next thing you know, a couple days later, they came out. They had made up,
yeah,
and so the girl that was trying to help her was like, "I'm done. I can't help her no more.
yeah.
I can't help her." So I don't think so, man. I think once you like that, you always like that. You know, even if the law get involved, I think that's just something that's in you until you get so old where you can't. But
I hear you. Um, Maybe I think okay, and you don't really like my in between answers, but I think it depends on why they're beaten, or why they're like physical. You know what I
Huh?
mean? I think it depends on what the person's motives are for beating their partner or whoever.
Hold on just a second. Ladies, y'all let his ass have it. After
I,
that statement right there.
no,
Get on his ass.
I'm not saying he needs to do it. I'm saying why he or she may not stop doing it or may not ever change. I think it depends on the reason why they're doing it. That's what I'm saying.
There's no reason.
No, there's no reason for them to no reason to justify it, but there may be a reason that makes them never change and not, like stop doing it. You get what I'm saying? No, you don't get what I'm saying? Okay, here.
Oh
Check it out.
man.
Check it out. I'm going to
Man.
explain it real quick.
Okay.
Let's say this person has just always been a bully. That's their
Mm-hmm.
reason. Always been a bully.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, they're being abusive and no one's ever stepped up to them. But then they someone steps up to them and they get their medicine, right? And then they
Mm-hmm.
learn, okay, and they back off and they all of a sudden become more submissive. That happens. I've actually witnessed that myself. But then I think there could be other reasons for this person being physically abusive, that where it's like, oh, they're never gonna stop, because that's not a like a, oh, I've just never been beat thing. That's just a, oh, I just always want to have my foot on the back of someone's neck thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying there's ever a reason for them to do it, but they all have a, like, it's always a reason. You get what I'm saying? There's always something that caused it.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Not motives, but something that caused it. Cause and effect.
Hmm.
Cause and effect.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Some people can change. They get their butt kicked and then they stop beating people up. It happens.
What if it's a guy who beats up on women?
Right, right. And let's say his woman hits him upside the head with a pan one day and he stops. He's like, "Oh, dang." Cuz she fought back. That happens. I don't know how often that happens, but I know that happens.
Tina
I
fought back. I was still trying to whoop her ass.
Ike had a different situation. He didn't care. He probably wanted her to fight back. That's what I'm saying. He was probably looking for a reason. Look, they're trying to let me have it, but I'm sticking to this.
Yeah, man. Uh, uh, Xavier said no. It's an addiction. You can't change.
Hmm.
Can you? Is it? Can you get help? Can you go to therapy or whatever? That's Let me know exactly what you think. Stephanie say change isn't possible. Mm, but most don't see their faults for a change. So she's saying the abusers don't even see like anything wrong with them being abusers. So
Mhm.
why the hell would they change? And then Steph said, young man, and I'm thinking she talking about you. The cases I've seen, it was for no reason.
I mean, I just worded that part wrong. I just worded that part a little
KV said, BJ, did you say motives?
wrong. I just worded it a little bit wrong.
The lovely say, they never change because they are narcissists.
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
The lovely also say, there is never a reason to be on anyone, to beat on anyone. Keep your damn hands to yourself.
Hey, I agree. Y'all heard me wrong. Yeah, I said it wrong.
Xavier said, grew up in the medication era. We grew up in they just need a good old fashioned ass whooping. Um, KB said depends on the motives. There's no such reasoning.
Mm,
The lover said there's no reason. The lover said they abuse in other ways.
yeah.
They abuse in other ways. Xavier said, in my
That's a
past
good point.
experience, black men will not go to therapy and will flip the issue on the black woman. You
Hmm.
know, I asked that question, man, because in the 70s,
Hmm.
and you don't know. You don't
Y'all
know.
were beating the heck out of y'all women in the 70s.
But in the 70s and and before, it was nothing.
Yeah.
And they didn't you didn't have to worry about them calling the police or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They just took their ass whooping.
Mm-hmm.
Or or fought back. You know what I'm saying? Which you think about it now was horrible, man. Was extremely toxic, but that was the reality in the 70s. A dude jumped on a woman just because he came home drunk. You know what I'm saying? And that
Wasn't that a
that's
Joe
my
Jackson story?
now Joe Jackson was you know horrible to his kids. He was actually pretty
Oh.
decent to his wife.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, but I mean, it's just sad, man, how that was such a change back then versus now. I don't know what era, maybe in the 80s when women got hip and started, calling for backup, but yeah, in the 70s, man,
Man,
but a lot of those women thought they could whoop the man anyway. They'd be straight,
yeah.
yeah. Um,
I'm still kind of sticking to it. Like, I get what y'all are saying. People, like, especially in the era that you're talking about, there's no reason, no justifiable reason for being physically abusive to anyone. But I'm just strictly talking about whether they're gonna change or not. I think it depends on something, right? It depends on why they're doing it, right? I mean, it depends on the type of, like, how they were raised. All of that factors into why they're doing it. That's what I mean.
I
So,
think that's a big one. What you just said. It depends on how they was raised, some of the stuff they've seen.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. All of that is the reason for them doing it. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I didn't mean like their reason, like in my head, she did this, let me hit her. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
yeah, I call it sound like you was saying like it just depends, Vince. Hell, if she burnt her pot roast, man, you can
No,
whoop her ass.
no, 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 no.
Stephanie said just because Catherine didn't speak on it, don't mean she didn't experience any abuse. An
Mm,
abuser is that way with the whole family.
yeah.
I can see that because he used to terrorize Michael now.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, when they showed him on TV stuff, he was like, uh, uh, Catherine, can you go to the store and get me some ice cream? she was like, she was like, we got ice cream in the kitchen, Joseph. I don't want that. I want some butter pecan ice cream. But he wanted to get out of the house so he could talk to his gal on the phone. So that's what Joe was doing, man. Joe had him
Oh,
another
Joe.
gal. So he tried to
Joe.
get his lady to go to the store in the rain, get him some butter pecan ice cream so he could talk on the phone. And then she
Joe
came in and
Jackson.
she was swinging on him with the purr.
Mm-mm-mm.
The lovely said abusers were killing women. So they passed laws against domestic abuse. Yeah.
Oof. Oof.
Yeah. They was awful in the 70s, man. Awful.
Yeah, yeah, y'all are a different era. You see, like, y'all
Hey
have
man,
a
we
lot
wasn't in
of
that damn era. We was kids then.
I
Shit.
mean, but I mean, y'all are closer to it. Like, it's touched y'all. I think everything is a joke to my generation. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Everything is a joke. Now that's very serious, all the way down to the beating and the murder is horrible.
Right.
But it's like how it's like how a comedian finds, light in something. It's how close you are to it, how far you are from it. It's like, I mean, it's just it's a fortunate thing. I'd say it's fortunate that that's turned around. It's still happening, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't 100% stop it, but there's laws,
Hmm.
there's a lot of helplines, there's a lot of people aware of it and talking about it and giving advice. There's still like, TikToks and videos of people like, kind of, trying to throw out that support and encouragement to the woman stuck in those relationships or men stuck in those
Hmm.
relationships. But yeah. I,
Xavier said, killing white women, the lovely. That's why
mm,
the laws was passed. That's what she's
mm.
saying. Toyota said, I would place the bet that she was treated the same way. Vince, you saying he just did a different kind of abuse? I think she talked about Joe Jackson.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's got to be who
Yeah.
she's talking about.
Yeah.
The lovely said again, they never stop. They only abuse in other ways. So if they were a physical abuser, they were not mentally and verbally abusing abuse.
Hmm. I hear you.
Yeah. So
Oh, did I freeze?
they asked. I mean, they pretty much answered the question, man. That nobody. I mean, that you once you like that, you like that. Um,
Ah, I'm back.
yeah, you freezing, bro. Um,
Ah.
but I mean, they pretty much they answered the question. Everybody's kind of on the same page. Once an abuser, always abuser. If you graduate from physical, then your ass become mentally abusive. You know what I'm saying? So you just
Am
don't
I,
want to do none of it. You know.
am I freezing? Yeah, man. I agree with the lovely on that. Like, yeah, I guess you can't just expect a full 180 turn. Like, if
Hmm.
you're physically abusive and then all of a sudden you get your ass beat by your wife and or by a police officer or somebody else that makes you stop and go, okay, there's consequences for my actions. It doesn't mean you're gonna stop ridiculing, harassing, verbal, mental abuse. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. It's not gonna be like a complete 180.
I think if they would have had more women did what Al Green wife lady did to him,
What'd she do?
man, she pulled hot grits on him, man.
Oh, that's where the story came from.
Yeah.
That Medea thing.
Oh yeah, you see my deal.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, Al Green laid through hot grits on him. Cause if you abusing your lady, you can't go to sleep. If
But
she do something like that,
let me get this right. When you say Al Green, are you talking about the musician?
yeah,
So
that's
that was a
same Al
real
Green.
story that
Yeah,
actually happened.
yeah.
Ooh, okay,
Al Green was
okay,
whooping on his lady, man.
okay.
Uh, he whooping on his lady. She got them boys some grits and threw him on his ass, took all the damn skin off. Now that's some for your ass right there, boy.
Yeah.
That's
Uh
some
huh.
get back. That's some get back
Mm-hmm.
right there.
Mm-hmm. I bet he stopped after that.
I bet he did too. Well,
Mm,
he came close. He probably that probably was it.
mm.
Hmm. Uh, Steph said, "I'm not gonna deal with any form of abuse." I know that's right, Steph. No woman should deal with any kind of abuse. Xavier said, "BJ knows who Al Green is." That's what he said, the musician.
Of course.
Oh, Steph said that's when Al started preaching after those grits.
Ugh.
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
Bro, can you imagine, man, being asleep and your ass get woke up with hot grits peeling your skin off, bro?
Well, it doesn't seem like she put it on his face because he still looks all right in the face.
He
He's
probably was
still
sleeping
alive.
naked or something. She threw it all on his back and
Oh
everything.
man, that's ooh ooh ooh. Ugh. I mean, I've been burned by an iron. Imagine grits just dripping. You can't even wipe that off fast enough. Your
Wipe it
skin is.
off, man. You ain't thinking about
Ugh.
touching that shit, man.
Ooh.
Yeah. That just make it crawl right now, don't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. It does.
Yeah. We gonna move on then. We gonna move on. Listen, I have a scenario. You know, I've had a young lady tell me before that women can't have it all. Okay, A lot of women feel like they can have it all, and she was telling me it's not possible that a
Mhm.
woman can have it all. And then I saw a video of another lady saying the same thing. Women can't have it all. That's where they mess up at, thinking they can have the marriage, the kids, the career. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
And if you think about it, man, one or two of them are going to lack.
Hmm.
So I want to know what Xavier feel about it, what Steph feel about it, what the lovely feel about it, Toyota. Do you think women can have it all? Do you think women can have a healthy marriage or relationship, kids that they're taking care of, a home that they're taking care of, and a career that they're thriving in? Or do you think it's impossible to have all these things and on a positive note? What's your take on that, BJ? And I gotta only say women because women are the
Ooh.
strongest ones. They do it all, man. They do it all. A dude just go to work, come home, help out a little bit with the kids, and you go to bed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I'm gonna I'm gonna let the ladies speak for the ladies, but I'll talk about it generally.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we're talking about the women that believe, like you said, they can have the marriage, the career, the kids, they can have it all. And it
And
turns
it
out,
all be wonderful, man.
yeah, and it all
And
be wonderful. And it
like I
turns out
said,
that's not the case.
not the case. I've been having a young lady told me that long time ago that it's not possible.
Hmm.
And then I just was and seen a video of another lady was saying the same thing. It's not possible.
I agree
Can't
with
do
that. I agree with that because as people, we can only and should only focus on one thing at a time.
it. Mm.
Um, did I freeze again?
Get out of there, man. Get out of there. Go ahead. You good? You back?
I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay, so I was gonna say we can only and should, as people, we can only and should only focus on one thing at a time. And I don't, I'm not talking about, one thing for 5 years straight. Like you can bounce a little, but you can't
Mm-hmm.
bounce too much. We're still people, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you have, and like I said, I'll let the women, leave their comments, and I see them leaving some. I'm just gonna talk generally. If you have a job and you also have a hobby, like, okay, you could probably, get a nice little, I wouldn't call it balance because it's technically unbalanced. You're gonna
Wait,
focus
wait a
on
minute.
work.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold what you're saying. I see where you're going, but let me paint this picture for you.
Okay, okay.
A woman gets up in the morning, get the kids ready for school,
Mm-hmm.
goes to work,
Mm-hmm.
come home,
Mm-hmm.
get dinner ready,
Mm-hmm.
or bring something or whatever. After 8 to 10 to 12 hours working, check with the kids. Are you home? You got your homework? Do you have your homework? Woo, 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 woo. Get them squared away.
Mm-hmm.
Get herself together. And then here come BJ in the room, talking about, let's do the wild thing. Now she got to get ready. She got to get geared up to take care of him. You know what I mean? And then at some point, she dozes off and do it again the next day.
Yeah.
Now, with that whole picture being painted, that's a pretty busy day.
Mm-hmm.
Is it any way possible that all that can be all positive? All what don't you? Is
No,
anything gonna
no,
last?
no. It's not gonna be all wonderful, like you said.
Okay.
And
No, I ain't
and
say it. I ain't say it.
well, it's not gonna be all wonderful because I agree. Um, and the reason I agree is it's like it's unbalanced. There's no such thing as balance. Let's throw that out the window.
Okay.
Can we throw that out the window? There's
It's
no
thrown.
such thing as balance.
Okay.
Oh, I'm balancing work, I'm balancing life. No, what you're doing is you are constantly balancing the imbalance. You are either focused on work, you're focused on life, or you're focused on your kids, or there's no, it's not all just You know what I mean? You can't multitask like that. It's
Hmm.
one thing after another in succession. And
Yeah.
if you keep coming back to this one thing, it stays up. So the issue is the switch. Vince, if you are on your phone and then you go, you're at work or something, and you stop focusing on work for a bit to check your phone, how long does it take you to reorient yourself to get back to work, like once you're done checking your phone?
I mean,
It might depend on what you're looking at.
depends on what I mean, because you might have to respond. You might have to check you that message may send you to check on something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On and on and on.
So it takes a mind, even though physically you're like, yeah, I could just switch back and forth. It takes a while for your mind, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so you got a woman. You got a woman, like you said, kids in the morning, getting them ready for school. Then she goes to work. Let's say one of the kids is sick. Now she's at work thinking about the kid.
Mm.
Okay. Now let's say she's at work thinking about the kid. Oh man, work is down. Okay, but
Hmm.
taking care of the kids is up here because hey, maybe she doesn't even go to work that day.
Right.
Or there's always going to be something, but like you said, you did say it. It's not going to be wonderful.
Right.
It's not going to be wonderful.
I don't see how it's possible.
Yeah.
I don't see how it's possible. Xavier said career check. Imagine no kids with an impotent man with a passport who enjoys to travel. My best fantasy.
She said impotent.
Impotent.
Oh no. Why would
Oh,
she say that?
she's just saying what she. Oh, so her career. See, she's letting it be known her career and traveling is the most important thing to her. So I'm clearly she's saying you can't have it all, but she's letting
Mm-mm-mm.
us know her career would be first on the list. Stephanie
Mm,
say, I'll say a woman can have it all, but eventually it'll take a toll, especially if she has an illness or get a new diagnosis during the marriage. I don't mean, uh, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure um, that would hinder a lot.
mm,
Um, God forbid,
mm.
we're hoping and praying. No, I didn't even add that into the mix.
Yeah.
But so Steph says she'll say a woman can have it all. Now that's a lie, Steph. So even with me kind of putting it out there like I did with BJ, the kids, breakfast, get them going to work, coming home, da 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 da. Getting with getting with the husband that night, because I mean he gonna be looking like shit. What's up? Now
Yeah.
you probably tired after that day. You got to be somewhat fatigued.
But she still had it all. I guess I see that perspective.
But is it all in the plus? Or is it all in the
It's
blue?
not, and that's the thing. It's not all in the blue or in the green. It's not. Yeah. No. Uh-uh.
I don't see how it could be all in the blue without somebody somewhere lacking. Like the lovely said, someone pays the price: the kids, the husband, or the woman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Somebody somewhere, something's gonna either her career's gonna lack, like you said,
Mm.
BJ. The kids gonna be running amok. The husband gonna be cheating because he ain't getting no attention.
So the question is, do you want to have it all, or do you want to do it great? Do you want to have it all, or do you want to do something great? Do you want to raise your kids spectacularly, or do you want to have a great career, or do you want to
Mhm.
have a great marriage? But it's not all of that is great.
You can't have it all, right?
No, can't have it all.
Can't have it all. Vicky said, yes, yes. If she has a loving, understanding, helpful man, yeah, that's pretty vague.
Yeah,
Um,
a little.
yeah, that's vague. I mean, yeah, that's vague.
I would add to that and say if if there's a second wife in the marriage too, because then that's just more people to help out. I mean, if that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and that's what we mean by vague. I mean, what does he have to be understanding? And I mean, long as he go to work, is that enough? I mean, when when you're too tired for some doing the boogie, and he just say no and drop it down to once a month? Is that him being understanding? I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
shit.
yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just think that a woman's job is go go go, man. It's go go go, and I just think that's a lot to take on um, for a lady. The
Hmm.
lovely said she's at her job 8 to 10 hours a day. That means someone else is raising your kids. Your man
Yep,
wants sex, and you're too tired and stressed out, so someone pays the price.
I agree.
And she ain't even talked about dealing with the house and food and all
Right,
that yet.
right.
Toyota said feminists, among others, have long argued that women should be able to reach their career dreams while also having the family they want. Society affords men this luxury. So why should women not be able to have both? Why?
Uh-huh. That's an easy one.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna let you have it.
I don't think men are afforded the luxury. It's the fact that women have babies. Men don't have babies. Women naturally take care of the kids. That's the majority. I'm not gonna say it's the stand. I'm not gonna say it's like the 100% case, but like, you know,
The
and to
majority. That's a fair statement. The
yeah,
majority.
and that answers Xavier's thing too. She said, "Why do women have to have kids? Because men aren't having the kids. The woman doesn't have to, sure, but majority, come on. So I mean, I don't know if it's a luxury. I think it's just a matter of like naturally the man has more time to go chase his career while the woman has a natural obligation to the children. I think that's just naturally. That's all I'm saying. Just naturally, it just swings that way.
It just does, and it's been like that for years, man. And unfortunately, BJ and me don't make the rules. But I mean, and women are better at it for the most part. They have the maternal instinct to, you know, most of the guys come in when it's time to, for the structure and the discipline. And hey, this is to bring order to the house. You know what I'm saying? But
But hey, in the future world of iRobot, where you can take care of your kid while you're chasing your CEO job, then that's different. But right now, like in the world of there being two people, it takes two. You know that song? It takes two. It takes two to have a baby, and the baby comes out of one of those two,
right.
and that one's typically nursing the baby.
Hmm.
So
And that just happened to
naturally,
be a woman still right now.
have
They're trying to get
yeah.
men where they can have babies, but I don't think we're gonna see it. I don't want to see
No,
it. So
no,
it is what it is. Xavier said impotent meaning low sperm count. What do you even want to do with low sperm count?
because she ain't trying to have no kids.
I do not want to be a hospice care wife, but I will understand if a man want to leave if I got sick. Life
Hmm.
insurance and of my will has its benefits. The lovely said, and these career moms wonder why their children have no bond to them because the daycare lady raised them in the most important years of their life,
Yeah,
which is the ages 1 through 6.
yeah.
Stephanie said, most start out giving it their all. Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. Steph. Most do start out, ooh, I mean, but about after a year and a half of that, and you exhausted,
Hmm.
won't be like, man, look, man, I'm tired.
I mean, there are some super people out here where they can, strong, intelligent woman can have a child, bounce right back, and somehow work while the child is still a newborn. Like you hear those stories, but how often do you hear that? That's rare.
But no, not really, because like the level just said, somebody else is watching that newborn. So you're not really raising that
Yeah,
child because you have to work.
yeah,
Some people don't have a choice, man. And that's just is what it is. Some people got to go to work to live, to eat, to survive. So
I hear you.
I mean, it's just a situation that you got to deal with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Um, yeah, now I see that. Why do women have kids? Some women are not. So she's saying all women are not meant to be mothers.
Yeah. I mean, well, okay. I'm sorry. I mean, I mean, technically, but I get what you mean. What personality wise, or like how they were
Yeah,
raised.
just like.
But technically, all women were meant to be. I'm sorry. I'm literal. I'm too literal. But
I mean, what
tech,
biblically, all women
yeah,
were
like
meant to be mothers.
biblically, scientifically, yeah.
Yeah,
Technically, they were. But yeah, I hear you. Like, there's some immature women out here, or women that
right.
just are way too focused on
And
the
a
professional.
bunch of dudes don't just. I mean, are
Yeah.
not geared up to have no kids, man.
Same.
It's a
Yeah.
whole shitload of men
Oh yeah.
shouldn't be having no kids. Toyota said, I do think if I am giving up my career, since you think we cannot have it all for this outstanding family, I need the man to meet all my needs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Vince.
mean, most of the time, yeah, when you giving up your career, I mean, this dude got to be on top of his game. He got to be bringing in all the resources
Yeah.
because y'all got kids now. You don't want the daycare to raise your child,
Yeah.
and you got to be there for your child. So yeah, he in turn has to step up and make sure that everything else is taken care of. I totally
So
agree.
I think what we're trying to say is you can't have it all without compromises or without sacrifices. Like either your kid is going to be raised by someone else, especially in those younger years, or you're not going to be in the forefront of like your career. You're going to be like taking a back seat,
Mm-hmm.
or you're not going to be as present in your marriage. Like there's something has to take a hit, right?
Right. Something will take a hit. Um, yeah, Xavier all over the place with the trans will have can have babies.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Vicky say, doing all of this as a single woman would be hard, but can be done, but with the help of a mate for sure. What part do you guys really think she will be lacking in? I think she's gonna be lacking in whichever one she gonna put the focus on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's not really a certain one. If you concentrate more on your career,
Mm-hmm.
if you concentrate more on your career and your kids, then your dude is gonna be suffering. If
Yeah.
you concentrate more on your marriage and your career, then your kids is gonna be somebody else gonna probably be raising them.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think that you can do all of these different things and be great at it. Something is gonna lack somewhere.
And don't get us wrong, because Vince, I think we can both agree this goes for men too. Men
Definitely.
can't have it all either, but men typically understand that, right? We
Right.
typically know we can't have it all, and we willingly throw stuff off the train. We're just
Right.
like, yeah, okay, you know,
Right. And like men won't say I can have it all. Men already know I can't do all this shit. Hey man, look at man, I can't make the football game.
yeah,
I got dad gotta work, man. I
yeah,
apologize. We're gonna talk about it when I get home.
it is what it is.
Or I'm gonna make every football game, but I'm gonna work from 8 to 5 somewhere and gonna bring in less bread
Yeah,
and be
yeah,
off on the weekend so I can make
yeah,
the football game.
right.
So now the resources not gonna come in as strong because hell, I'm not concentrating on that. As long as I bring 38,000 a year in, I'm gonna make sure I go to the football game. So you
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? And neither one of them is wrong or right or nothing like that.
nah,
But it's no way. And BJ, I'm glad you said that. Men can't have it all either.
mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of men, if they work long hours, especially when they get older, they work long hours. I got to run over here and pick this up for my son or my daughter. I got to do this. I got to do that. when they get in at night and your lady climbing on you, you're gonna be looking over there, he gonna be snoring.
uh,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I
yeah,
mean, so yeah, BJ, you right. It goes definitely goes both ways, man.
yeah.
Um, Xavier said, Vincent, just FYI, most women in the Bay Area in their 40s having their first kid. Career first, then kids.
Okay, but the career came first, and now the kids. So now the career has to take a back seat, right?
Gonna take a back seat if they are the ones who gonna be raising their kid.
Right.
See, a lot of women will have a kid and just chunk them into daycare.
Oof. Yeah.
Or, a month later, be like,
Yeah.
hell, I'm healed now. I gotta take my ass back to work. So you gotta go to the daycare.
Newborn, just
And
looking
he at
at
the daycare from 8 to 5, or 7 to 3, or whatever.
man.
Stephanie said exactly. They're having them later and later.
Hmm.
I'm gonna let you read KB.
KV says, so to me, having it all means living your best life as you choose and being happy with it. Nothing can be good 24/7. She said, but having it all can be being able to have a career, cook a home meal for their family a couple times a week, spend time with their family, and have a healthy marriage and sex life. That can be their version of having it all. So she's basically just saying, um, did she mention kids? Well, she said cook a home meal for their family a couple times a week. So, so I'm guessing she's saying after the kids have grown up a bit, because she's saying having a career, cooking a home meal a couple times a week, spending time with family, and having a healthy marriage and sex life. I mean, that's a lot in the grocery cart.
That's a lot, man. That is a lot. I mean, we just being realistic. That's a lot. That's a lot. And it's like what we saying, something's gonna lack somewhere. Either
Yeah,
that career, the kids, that sex life, one of them is gonna lack.
yeah,
You're only one person. It's
yeah.
like Steph said, you start off, shit, you come out the blocks getting down. But after that race keep going, man.
Or you have a second wife, because then there's two of you.
DJ, you keep saying that, man.
Look, I'm just saying you can't have it all unless you got help. Then you can have it
Well,
all.
I mean, what you that's only if she lacking in the sex part.
No, 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 no. For the kids, so look, she could focus on her career. So now the kids are being taken care of because there's a second wife. Hey, meals are being cooked because there's a second wife. The husband is being pleased because there's a second wife. So
Damn.
they rotate. They rotate. And then let's say she's like, okay, I want to take, the domestic route, and you go, get the money. Okay, switch. Like I'm just saying, that's the only way I see having it all working out. There's got to be more than one of you.
Damn, BJ. Stephanie said back in the day, women didn't work and took care of the house, and the man worked. The government decided they could only tax half the nation. So that's why women went to work and public schools were put in place. Hmm. 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 Toyota said, with the man chasing his dreams to the top, what is missed in the household from the dad side? I think we just said that, didn't
Yeah, yeah.
we? Yeah.
I mean, whatever he's not focused on.
Yeah. I mean, it can be all those things. If he, hell, he be chasing that career and come home and pat the son on the head. Hey, boy, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on a minute. I'm gonna go in here with your mama for a minute.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
he coming out, taking a shower, going to bed. So that means the
yeah,
son, the kids are lacking. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I don't know. TV will make it seem like, right? TV will make it seem like you can have it all. The guy comes home from work, he's looking at his wife all lovingly, gives her a compliment, goes, helps the kid with homework and stuff, and then
Who
has a
you
good
talking
night with
about? The
the
dad?
wife. Yeah, I'm talking about the dad. I'm talking about the dad.
Go ahead,
You
man.
know, TV will make it seem like that. Like he can balance all three: career, wife, and kids, and all of them going great. He's getting promoted. His
Mhm.
wife loves him even more than ever. His kids just feel so just loved, and they feel like he's always there at every event. That sounds a little too perfect.
You gotta be Cliff Huxtable, man.
Yeah,
Cliff
yeah.
Huxtable had it going on like that. He had his practice in his house.
Mm-mm-mm.
Can't beat that, man. He has practice downstairs in his house. He took his
And,
appointments in the daytime.
and you know, it's funny. How many times have we seen Cliff Huxtable work in that show? They couldn't even try to make it seem realistic. How many times did you actually see him working?
He worked like 2 or 3 episodes. He was downstairs for about 5 minutes.
Out of hundreds of episodes,
You crazy. You right though.
they couldn't even make that look
He wasn't
realistic.
going to work every day.
No, not every month.
The lovely said, before I had children, I made it perfectly clear that I will not work because I want to raise my own children. And I have no other person's influence. I had no other person's influence in their lives in the early years. Xavier said, these are married women with parents living close. The lovely said, most women put their husbands on the back burner first. The lovely also said, you cannot have it all. Men rarely ever say that narrative was pushed on women. No one can have it all. Vicky said, why is it all? Why is all the responsibility of the child and taking care of the house left up to the woman? Again, with help, we can have it all.
I wouldn't say it is. I don't. I don't know. We probably made it seem like that, but I don't think that's what we're trying to say. Not at all.
No, that's not what we're trying to say.
You know, the
That's
man
not.
could
Go ahead.
the man could be heavily focused on the kids, and the woman could be focused on her career. But
And
then,
that's the way it would have to be.
yeah. But if you consider that having it all, where you have less of a relationship with your children and only see them 4 hours every day, then okay, I would think that immediately falls out of having it all.
Right.
You know.
And like BJ is saying, if that can work with the guy. But again, he would have to be an 8 to 5, 9 to 5 guy.
Hmm.
Um, he'd probably be doing about 38, 39, 42,000 a year, which I mean, and most women, well, not most, but a lot of women, that's not gonna be enough.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be enough. But he's there, he's taking care of the house, he's got the kids going. So I mean, if you one of those women who okay with him doing his 38 to 39,000 a year and not complaining about it, and because he got the kids going, he makes sure they got some church's chicken for lunch for dinner and this and that, and now it's not a whole lot of men that's going to keep a tidy house like a woman. I don't think. I think there's some guys out there who are good at it,
Hmm.
but most of the time, the ladies are a better homemaker or whatever, because he can't afford no housekeeper because he don't make with 38,000.
No. Mm-mm.
So you just have to you just have to be a lady that's cool with that, and when he's not bringing his resources to the table and it's not enough, you can't
Yeah.
complain because he's taking care of the kids, and his career is not his focus. It is his kids in the house.
Yeah.
So
And maybe we're off the mark a little. Maybe what's really happening here is we're talking about having it all in the present moment. Maybe they're talking about looking back at their life and going, "Yeah, I had it all." Cuz that's two different things, you know? Cuz being, happy day to day is how I'm taking it, like, a
mhm.
woman saying, "Oh yeah, I want to have it all," and I'm thinking she means like day to day, every day feels great, every day feels wonderful. But maybe, that's like Well, of course, maybe they're already past that point and like, well, of course, it can't be day to day wonderful. Maybe they're talking about just the quality of their life overall, and they're saying, "Oh, I had it all. I had the career, I had the great kids, I had the great marriage." Maybe that's what they. Well, maybe that's what they mean.
I don't know. I was the scenario was about day to day though.
Okay.
Can
Okay.
you
Yeah.
have it all day to day? Um, Xavier said real Cliff will not be able to sleep during the night, and OBGYN will be away from home. He should have been a podiatrist or a psychiatrist. I totally agree. Like BJ said, they couldn't make that show up
No.
no better. The lover said most women put their husbands on the back burner first. Didn't she say that already?
Mm,
Uh, did I read it already?
I don't think she said
Xavier
that.
said with certain racial groups, the wife would get her nursing degree, have kids, and be the breadwinner. The husband was a house husband, and she worked 48 hours a week, night shift.
Hmm. Hmm.
And like I said, if you cool with that,
Yeah.
and you cool with the house husband type guy, that's cool.
Yep.
But be cool with it. Don't be looking at him sideways because he ain't doing but 31,000.
Yeah.
But he's at home every day at 4.
Yeah.
So love saying then that's when the narrative, my work husband or my work wife comes into play.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, this has been very interesting. I I don't know. I don't feel like they ever agreed with this. So,
Um, a couple of them said you can't have it all. That's what the question was.
okay, okay.
And then if you said, yeah, you can have it all. I
Maybe.
I just don't feel like you can.
Yeah. Mm,
On either side, like you said,
right.
man or woman, you can't.
Right.
But like we said earlier, most men they just throw out what they can have and just
Yeah.
concentrate on what they can have. Ladies be
Yeah.
trying to make it all work,
Yeah.
and it don't.
Mm-mm-mm.
KV said, okay, so I work 12 hours a day as a manager with a railroad and make good bread. And so does my husband. I cook at least 4 times a week to make sure my husband has home cooked meals and leftovers, take care of other days or his lunch. I'm president of a couple of groups, and my husband is satisfied, and our relationship, which is solidified with multiple time spent loving on each other. Plus, I'm in shape. I look good. What the hell are you talking about?
She's
And
saying
I
she
have
has
it
it all.
all.
Does she have kids?
She's a great aunt.
She's a great aunt. So the
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I think our scenario was having it all with kids. But I mean, if you're just balancing a career and a husband, that's kind of what I
Yeah,
meant. Like the
yeah.
less things, the better, the
Mm-hmm.
easier it will be. But then you start adding more stuff and having it all. We're talking all, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I mean, if you balancing a career and a husband, that's no excuse. Period. I mean, both of them better be way up here.
mm,
Career better be booming. Like she
mm,
says, husband better be super satisfied.
mm,
Kids are a big element, man. They take a
yeah,
lot out of a relationship. I
yeah,
mean, as great as them jokers can be, they take a lot out of them, man. I mean, you gotta chase them around, you gotta raise them, you gotta. Then once they get school age, they won't do cheerleading, they won't do football, they won't do. You got to be there. You got to bring lunch. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to help with homework. Kids are a big deal, man.
mm-hmm,
They're a big deal, real big deal. So yeah, if anybody only dealing with a husband and a career, you better be at the top of your game. If you not, then that means you don't want to be.
yeah, yeah,
Period.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when you get off work, it could if it's up to you, it could just be purely your husband or wife.
Straight like that. Hey, look,
Work,
babe.
husband, wife.
You
Switch
want what
off.
you want to eat? You want to grab them takeout? Yeah, let's grab Chinese. Come on home, girl. Cause shit, let's yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Let's go and shower and just whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. You come on, and you got, somebody 8 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old running up. You tell my mama, get what happened today at school.
Oh man, it's not.
Let me say the feminist movement also played a large part of that. White women wanted liberation from their men, and black women jumped on them bandwagon. But black women has always had liberation from their men. Uh, oh Lord, that's men or not. Okay, yeah, we gonna put a plug in it right here, man.
Uh,
Great show, man. I really appreciate you guys, man. Y'all came strong tonight. That's what's up, man. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate you
Look,
women because I mean the
yeah,
guys they were here for in the beginning.
yeah, yeah.
Where
Them
are
jokers,
they?
see they lazy, man. Them jokers lazy, man. They already probably done fell asleep. They snoring. The women still going strong, man. So sad, so sad. But look here, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. BJ, man, have a good weekend. Everybody have a
Sure.
great weekend. I think the weather's supposed to warm up, so that's good. That's a plus.
Uh, I think that's false hopes.
Is it?
Yeah, I checked the weather for the whole next month and it's low 50s.
Oh, hey, that's good, man. Yeah, it's been 30s, bro.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, so I mean, I always thank God for what you get, man.
Relatively. Yeah,
You
yeah,
feel
yeah.
me?
I wouldn't call that you warming up. Okay, you're right. It's warm. Yeah, yeah, okay. All right.
There you go. There you go. Thank God, because it could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be much worse. Last year,
Negative
this
10.
time, we ain't have power for what, 3 weeks?
That was last year, huh?
Yeah. So
Wow.
thank
Hmm.
God we ain't go through that this year. See, that's how
Yeah.
you gotta think. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Frozen pipes.
All that, man. Frozen pipes, shit busting,
Yeah,
cars
man.
messing up. It was crazy, man.
Man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Listen, everybody have a great weekend. Be safe. And we'll get back together on Monday. Until then, peace.